Hey guys, today is the day that we're going to be fixing the passenger front window motor on a 2002 Cavalier. My previous video I did was the driver's side rear door, which has since been fine, and I've since replaced this passenger rear motor and regulator, and now we're going to tackle the front one so that all the windows work in here. So to begin, you're going to have 2 screws sitting in here, Phillips. You'll have one here, and then there's going to be another one down there, right there. Now the only difference with this door than the other doors, this one has the speaker in there. So we're going to see what has to happen once I get this door panel off and how the speaker's attached and everything. There's probably going to be 4 or 5 clips running along the bottom here that we're also going to have to pop out. So I'll show you guys once I get this door off everything that was on there. So it appears the sun is playing tricks on me. There are 6 screws. So there's the 2 in here, there's the 1 here, then there's the one underneath the speaker that I showed you earlier, and then there is 1 here, and then another one right there. So there are 3 on the bottom, 1 on the side, and 2 in the grab handle. All right, I got those screws out, and I just kind of grabbed on here and gave it a tug, and that came out. But I have a feeling when I move this door the way it sits on here, I feel like this part here is going to be in the way of everything. So it's got a Phillips. So we're going to take that out and see if that gives us a little more room. Okay, taking that off makes a world of difference. So we'll see if we can kind of pop this up. There we go. Just kind of, come on. All right. All right, let's see what we got behind here. We've got the window motor here, switch, so that I'll have to take that off. Doesn't appear that there's anything else there, so we're just gonna take that off. There's a little clip there, should pop right off, and then we'll get this. All right, looking at the door here, I popped this off. There are 2 little clips for it to take the switch off. That's just so I can connect the switch to the cable in there, so I can make sure that the new motor works before I go through the whole thing of putting it in. The door's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little clips on each side. This is the inner part of the door that's closest to the interior. So we got 1, 2, 3. And then over here we got 4, 5, 6, 7. It just popped off really easily, so there really wasn't much you needed to do. If you had a pry tool, that would be fine. I just used my hands in the little door pocket and got it right up, no problem. All right, now same with the other door. You know, we've got this plastic waterproof membrane here. You can see that it goes around, and rather than take these rivets out, since I don't believe the motor is attached to it, we're going to leave those in for right now. I'm going to go in and disconnect this cable here for my power mirror, and then I'm going to disconnect this for the speaker as well. And it looks like there's nothing else other than right here where I'm going to cut this around with the utility knife to expose the door. All right, so to get these wires out, just as an FYI, if you happen to have a tiny little flat blade, which is what I used, you have to get in here and then you have to slide it in, and you'll pop this little plastic piece kind of away a little bit, and then this will just come right out. And then same with over here. It's a little thing up here, and you can just pop this out. So now that these are all kind of out and out of the way, I'm gonna pull this plastic off. Okay, so now that these are off, you can see the window motor here. It looks like we've got at least 4 rivets. 1, 2, 3, 4 rivets. And then we have a bolt here and a bolt here. I believe these are 10mm bolts. So that's everything that's holding it in. And then we have the window, there's a bolt in there, And then there's one here, and that looks like this one here happens to align with this hole here. If we're lucky, it'll align there, and this one we can definitely access from here. So the main thing is going to be getting these out. So we're going to take our time. And in my earlier portion of the video, when I was taking the door off, I had what I thought was the window switch here. It's not. It's the door lock switch. The window switch is controlled by the switch by the gear shift lever. So there is no actual window switch in this door panel. Okay, as far as drilling the rivets out, I've got a 1/4 inch metal cutting bit here, which I've used on the other ones. So hopefully it's still sharp enough to get through these aluminum rivets. You can see it looks like these window motors were replaced before by the previous owner, and then they riveted them back in. Before I use the 1/4 inch, I'm going to use a smaller bit so that I can drill somewhat of a little pilot hole there, so that when I put the 1/4 inch bit in, I'm not running all over the panel here and potentially jamming the bit into something I don't want to. So I just want to get them started ahead of time. In the other windows that I did, these things are a pain in the butt to get out. So you're going to sit here and you're going to be drilling for a while. So just FYI. And while I'm thinking about it here, this is just held in with a little depression connection. So you just kind of squeeze it together and it'll come right out. And then I've got the new replacement motor here. So you can tell it's pretty much angled like this. So you can see where the rivets kind of line up here. It would be nice if I could just undo those 2 rivets right there and get it off, but I know that the regulator assembly is also either riveted or screwed in here, so it's just going to be easier for me to take it all off. And it'll let me show you better too. All right, I got all 4 out, and you can see this window slowly fell down, but there's a 10mm nut there, and the one over there, I'm going to lift this back up and out slowly, and then I'm going to take these off as well. So it's just a matter of lifting it back up. I'm going to get some duct tape here and duct tape this window back up to hold it for now. I was hoping not to do that because it kind of leaves the stuff on the paint that I have to get off later, but I'm just going to go ahead and go through with that. All right, so I got everything down. I've got the window duct taped up in the track. Now, unfortunately for me, the motor is completely frozen on this one. So I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to get this out. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it yet. I hope I can save everything. I don't want to have to order a new window regulator and just replace the motor. So I'm just going to do my best and see if I can get it out. Okay, so I managed to just fold everything up here, which was really nice. And I've more or less just got it here. And it's going to come out, I'm hoping, as one piece. You can also see I managed to break a drill bit off right up there where it's still sitting in there. So I'm going to need to buy another drill bit. But thankfully this is the last window in this car I need to do. So we'll go ahead and go through. You can see they've got it replaced with just the Phillips and nuts. This was originally going to be riveted. So thankfully I don't have to drill those rivets out. So now it'll just be replacing this one with motor with the new motor, putting this all back in. So we'll see how long it takes me. And I will let you know. Okay, so I've got the new motor put on. You can see I've got the 3 screws back in. I left it in the same orientation that it came out of because it came out so easily. So I put it back in the same orientation. So we're going to be putting them back in. It's going to go back in this hole, hopefully relatively easy. Now I marked, before I took the bolts out, I drew myself some up arrows so I knew when I was screwing it back in that that piece had to be facing up, because if this thing spins around you can get confused on what's what, and I'd rather not. So I've got those marked, and we're gonna slide it back in and get it together. In there with one hand. Now it's just going to be a matter of using both hands to get this all together and rivet it up. Okay, so what I've got here is a Pittsburgh rivet gun from Harbor Freight. I've used this to replace the other two window motors on the car. I actually like it very much. It's the heavy duty one. It's got the various attachments on the sides for various different rivets. But this works really well, and it's got a little catcher for the studs when they come out. And then what I've been using is from Napa. They are window regulator rivets. I think this box cost me $13 or $14, and since I was doing all the other motors, it was well worth the investment just to buy the box instead of them individually if they sell them that way. But it'd be nice if you have a second person here because of the awkwardness and the weight of the motor makes it hard to pop the rivets in. But I'm going to attempt to do it one-handed. I did the other ones by myself, so I should be able to get this one. But if you have a second set of hands, borrow them and use them. Okay, I pretty much have everything back together. Let me tell you, it is definitely worthwhile to make the up arrows like I did. I accidentally had this flipped backwards, and then I remembered I had the arrows and put it on. I got the motor in, I got the 4 rivets back in, and then I plugged the connector in, rolled the window down enough to where you can see the one window track here for the bolt for the window to go on, and then the other one's visible here. So now I'm going to take the duct tape off the window and drop it down back into the track here, into the slides, lock it in place, and then we'll test it and make sure it's good. Okay, so I've got everything plugged back in. The 4 rivets are in. These are nice and tight. This is now screwed in, so we'll give it a shot here. Down, which it only goes down to there for some reason, but that's as low as it'll go. And then back up. So it works. Well, I was thinking about it, guys. I got this back off apart now. When the window was going down, it was only going down to here. And as I was thinking about it, I wanted to double check before I actually finished putting it together and see that I missed something. So just for you guys to know, if the window ever moves out of its track here, there is in here a guide. And the window itself is outside of that guide, as you can see. So that's why it's not going down all the way. So now I'm undoing the bolts to lift the window up. Now I'm going to lower this motor down and put this window back on the correct tracks so that it'll go up and down correctly. So a little extra time here, but hopefully you guys don't make the same mistake I did. In fact, I made it for you. So as long as you watch the video in its entirety before, or you didn't have this problem, you'll be prepared for the future. So let me get this window back on the track. All right, so the window appears to be back on the track, so let's give it a shot and see what happens. Hey, look at that, it goes all the way down. Nice and smooth. And back down one more time. Back down, perfect. So those couple extra minutes of making sure that the window is on the track will prevent you from having to take the door apart again. So thank goodness I didn't get it all the way together before I realized it was off the track. Now the only thing I had trouble with was when the window came out and it kind of slid down. I had to pull it in, but I had to like pull this up and out right here as well so that the window can go back in the track. You can see here it's still a little out, but that'll come back in. But that's it. I mean, the majority of the window works and everything, so should be good to go. And while I'm thinking about it, you can see I got all these aluminum shavings on the ground. Got to get the vacuum out, clean all that stuff up, because you definitely don't want to be running over anything. And then once we do that, we'll get everything buttoned up. All right, I got the plastic trim back on. The last things left to do here is plug the mirror in again and the speakers, which are pretty easy. This will just go right back in, snaps in. And then I've got this one here, which is that. There's the little tab right there, which will just fit right in. So, putting that in, and it's snapped right in. The only thing left is this, but I have to put the door panel on first. That's sitting right over here. And I'll pop that in. I need 2 hands, so I'm gonna have to stop the video. Once I get it on, we'll connect everything back up, and I'll show you. Now, when you're gonna put the door panel back on, roll the window all the way down so that you can actually get your hands in here to pull the little lip that's right there. See the brake and then the lip again. It'll help you out tremendously to have that window down, to give you room to come in from the outside to lift it up. Doing it with the window up is going to be next to impossible. So let's go ahead and take care of that now. All right, so I got the panel on. That went on in less than a minute, and you can see the window and everything is back down. This is together. I did kind of smash my fingers there when I was putting it back on against the 2 frames, because the gap is so tight and I have very large hands. So just be careful with that. We'll put the one piece back here on the mirror and then the screws, and we should be good to go. Thanks for watching, guys.